I've been getting these comments asking me to compare all the 5 Malaysian digital banks licensed by Bank Negara Malaysia. I mean, alright, I hear you guys. So here's the long-awaited video made just for you. And in this video, I'll show you how they are unique in their own way, who is offering the highest savings interest, and at the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one deserves a spot to keep in your phone. Now, before I start, full disclaimer over here, this video is done in collaboration with Ryt Bank because they are currently running a limited time campaign. But rest assured, opinions are all my own. Plus, numbers are all available online for you to verify yourself, and Ryt Bank does not get to amend the content of this video. And if this is your first time hearing their name, I've made a full review about them in my previous video, but long story short, they are basically the latest digital bank licensed by Bank Negara Malaysia that has been launched just over a month now. And just FYI, Ryt Bank, although a new name, is actually backed by two old-timers, YTL Group, a local infrastructure juggernaut, and also C Limited, basically the brains behind Shopee. And we do actually receive lots of good comments about Ryt Bank from our previous videos. Even on a personal end, I really like how smooth and refreshing their UI looks. But obviously, my favorite about them has got to be their safe pocket with the high interest rates. I mean, who doesn't like free money, right? So, if you haven't got a Ryt Bank account, you can get it under 2 minutes with my link down below. So, here I have prepared for you a full-blown comparison of the 5 digital banks available in Malaysia. But let's start from the latest digital bank in town, Ryt Bank. Their savings account is separated into two types, the main account and the safe pocket. Both also earn interest from the balance, where the main account gives you 3% per annum and the safe pocket gives you 4% per annum for the first 20,000 ringgit. Anything above that will enjoy a flat 3% per annum. And as of now, the 4% rate will run until 30th November 2025. But don't worry, based on my unofficial conversation with them, something exciting is coming after that, so stay tuned for that. But here is one thing for you to take note. While both accounts don't have lock-in period, meaning you can withdraw anytime you want, which is amazing, you can't spend the money in your safe pocket. So if you are spending either with your Ryt debit card, QR payment, or even just a normal bank transfer, make sure you have sufficient funds in your main account. And if you don't, it's actually very easy. All you need to do is to move in how much you need from your safe pocket. Just a tiny little extra effort for you to continue to enjoy the high interest rate. And before you say, wait isn't KAF Bank giving 5%? Yes, they are, but there is a catch, and I will tell you more about them later. Now, another reward I think worth shouting out is their 1.2% unlimited cashback for all overseas in-store payment. I've received a lot of comments asking if Wise or Ryt Bank is better in this case. Well, as much as you're curious, my team and I are as well, if not more. So here's what my staff has tested out during her trip. For the same 250,000 Indonesian rupiah, Ryt Bank is only charging her 63 ringgit 11 cent, while Wise charges her 63 ringgit 68 cent. And this is even before Ryt Bank rewards the 1.2% cashback, which will then make it 62 ringgit and 36 cent. And this is essentially a 2% difference. So taking into account the 0 FX and 1.2% cashback, Ryt Bank seems to be the ultimate travel card for now. I mean, let's see if Ryt Bank will extend this beyond November. And to top it all off, if you frequent the KL city centers a lot, they are also offering 20% off at selected YTL hotels, restaurants, and also Star Hill eateries. As for my Muslim friends watching this video, do take note that Ryt Bank is not Shariah-compliant, as it holds the conventional digital bank license, not the Islamic ones. And next, if you have been using Grab for a while, you must have heard or seen GXBank in the app. And yes, GXBank is backed by Grab, but it's also in partnership with Singtel and Kwok Brothers. And if you have noticed, Grab has been building one big ecosystem under one app. You've got Grab Rides, Grab Food Deliveries, and the latest being GXBank, the finance counterpart to tie everything together seamlessly. It's kind of like the Apple ecosystem, where your iPhone, AirPods, and iCloud all sync perfectly. And when it comes to returns, GXBank's bonus pocket gives 3.18% per annum, with a minimum deposit of 500 ringgit and a cap of 50,000 ringgit. Meanwhile, the main account only gives 2% per annum, and both with daily payouts and no lock-in period as well. And here's something you need to know. They are currently offering unlimited 1% cashback on overseas transactions, slightly lower than Ryt Bank's 1.2%, but still a nice perk for travelers. So let's say if you are spending about 1,000 ringgit for a big ticket item, you will literally get a 10 ringgit cashback with a GXBank card. And on top of that, they have also waived the foreign transaction fees under the same campaign. So it's not just for traveling, you can even save that fee when you are paying for online subscriptions, which are all charged in foreign currencies like ChatGPT or even Bloomberg News. It might sound small, but since it's unlimited, meaning the more you spend, the more you stack the savings, especially if you're the kind of traveler who always pays with a card. Just one thing to note though, this campaign runs until 6 November 2025, and I know, a bit short, but extend or not, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And then we have Boost Bank, Malaysia's first homegrown digital bank that was launched back in January 2024. It's backed by Axiata Group, which is also the same people behind Celcom DJ and also RHB Bank, one of Malaysia's largest banks. And if I were to describe it in a few words, the app feels like a mix between fintech and traditional banking interface. I mean, if you have a RHB account, you'll get exactly what I mean. The interface is actually quite similar. Now, in terms of returns, the main savings account gives you 2.5% per annum, slightly higher than GXBank's base rate. But if you're looking for more, you can actually try out their special savings jars. For example, their Hello 2026 jar gives up to 3.3% per annum, while others like the Boost Celebration jar gives you around 3% per annum. But of course, comes with conditions one lah. For example, the Hello 2026 jar requires you to have your fund locked until the end of January 2026. It's like a mini fixed deposit already. So if you prefer instant withdrawals, this might not be an ideal option for you. However, what makes Boost different is actually how the Boost app gamifies savings. The app gives you certain missions that will reward you with Boost Stars points. For example, if you pay your utility bills or Unify Broadband via Boost e-wallet and spend at least 10 ringgit per transaction, you can earn up to 500 Boost Stars across 10 transactions. And these stars can then be redeemed for rewards under Boost Up, like Pop Mart blind boxes or even dining vouchers. So overall, Boost Bank feels like a safe middle ground, and if you're already using the Boost e-wallet, it fits in nicely in your ecosystem. But if you are chasing high rewards without long commitments, honestly, there are better options. Now, beyond conventional digital banks, we also have Islamic digital banks, and it started with AEON Bank, Malaysia's first fully Shariah-compliant digital bank. It's backed by AEON Financial Service Japan and AEON Credit Malaysia, both under the same AEON brand that runs all the malls and supermarkets we already know. And in terms of returns, AEON Bank sits at the bottom, and the savings account offers just 0.25% per annum, about the same as what you will get from a regular bank. But they do run some promotions from time to time. For example, the current saving pot promotion that goes up to 3% per annum until the end of November 2025. And because AEON Bank is Sharia compliant, profits are paid out as hibah or discretionary gift rather than conventional interest. And instead of daily payouts like Ryt Bank or GXBank, AEON gives out profits on a monthly basis, which is a standard practice for most Islamic banks. Now, on the other hand, their lifestyle perks can be quite interesting. You can earn AEON points whenever you spend using their debit card, which can then later be turned into cash rebates, and it is equivalent to 4% cashback. Plus, you get to enjoy the first 2 hours of free parking at AEON malls. Small perks, yes, but it adds up if you are already doing your weekend shopping there. Now, AEON Bank might not win on returns, but it's still the most accessible Islamic digital bank for everyday users, as it is practical, rewarding, and easy to fit into daily life. And finally, there's KAF, another Islamic digital bank. But in terms of user experience, I think it's probably the worst contender among these options. But aesthetics and UI UX aside, you've probably seen the 5% per annum headline floating around. Yes, it's true, but that 5% only applies to your first 2,000 ringgit, while anything beyond that earns up to 3% per annum. And the returns come in the form of hibah like AEON Bank, and since it's gift, the profits are not guaranteed like conventional interest. But so far, according to their official websites, they have been consistently giving out that 5% interest. And unlike AEON Bank and other Islamic banks, KAF pays its hibah on a weekly basis instead of monthly, and it's quite rare for an Islamic bank, and honestly it's a good touch as you actually get to see your profits coming in every weekend, and that makes saving feel like an accomplishment. So overall for me, KAF focuses mainly on savings, follows the Islamic principles, and offers instant withdrawals for convenience. really nothing luxury. So if you are chasing higher interest or more advanced features and Sharia compliance is not really mandatory for you, then other digital banks might be a better fit. Now, my team and I have also spent a lot of time to consolidate what are the other features that these digital banks offer and put them together in this table. And I would say they all offer more or less the same features, especially the core banking features, which to me is bare minimum that a digital bank should offer. But there are also a few features unique to each of them that caught my attention. So starting with Ryt Bank, I was skeptical at first, I gotta be honest, but their Ryt AI turns out to be something really impressive, even at its current stage where all their features have not been fully rolled out yet. I'll show you what I mean. Let's say if someone just sends you a handwritten bank account details, you can actually just upload a picture and it will help you to do the rest. Or even, you can just snap your utility bills and then Ryt AI will pay the exact amount for you. But one thing is missing from them right now is the business account, which I believe they are launching soon to capture the SME clientele. And other than that, it's just really the Apple Pay function that I've been waiting for. I practically use that for everywhere I go now. And to be fair, no other digital banks have this yet. So let's see who will be the first one to roll this feature out. And next is GXBank. One feature that I find helpful is their micro insurance features. Just like Touch 'n Go e-wallet or Maybank's MAE app, you can buy protection plans like travel, accident, or even cyber fraud directly from the app, which is in collaboration with Zurich. And this will be a huge time saver as everything is under your fingertips instantly with zero physical agents involved. Now, as for Boost Bank, one disadvantage you can spot over here is the missing foreign transaction fee waiver, but they do make up for it with convenience lah. And while none of the digital banks currently support Apple Pay or Samsung Pay, Boost Bank stands out as the first Malaysian digital bank to support Google Wallet. And to add your Boost Bank card to Google Wallet, you will need the physical Boost debit card and just key in your card details. And once that is done, it works exactly like Apple Pay. So as for AEON Bank, they seem to be the jack of all trade but master of none, especially for retail customers, which understandably isn't their main target customer. But they do have a lot of these merchandise partnerships with zoos and tea life campaigns, which some of you might enjoy. And among all these 5 digital banks, KAF, also the quietest one, is the only one that has not launched their physical card and buy now pay later or loan feature as of the recording of this video. And you also probably can tell at a glance they are missing the most in this table. So after trying all of them, I've got to say Ryt Bank still feels like the most attractive option right now, at least for me. The app is fast, clean, and very easy to use. Signing up took me less than 5 minutes, and it's the only digital bank that supports 3 languages: English, Bahasa Melayu, and Chinese. And that might not be a big deal for you, but for those less fluent in English, it does make it more inclusive. And it shows that they are actually trying to accommodate everyone and not just the tech-savvy ones. But of course, don't just hear it from me. Most online users praise Ryt Bank for its smooth onboarding, fast transfers, and daily interest feature that's clearly displayed in the app. And there's one who even said it's the best banking app he or she ever had. And some also commented on the fact that daily interest gain is shown clearly. And most importantly, their overseas card perks like the 1.2% unlimited cashback plus waive foreign transaction fees is definitely a showstopper right now, and it's just too good of a deal to pass off. So overall, the tone is positive. Many see Ryt Bank as a next-gen banking app combining convenience, transparency, and smart features like AI. And there's also another group of people that likes GXBank instead. Some say it's good for overseas travel as they are still waiving the foreign transaction fees, and some really appreciate their UI alongside Grab's ecosystem. And I do agree with them. Their UI is clean, modern, and its dark mode feels very pleasant for the eyes. And while for Boost Bank, most people commented that their UI is bad, but really, it gets the job done lah. And as for AEON Bank, most farmers said they use it for point collection while buying things or pumping petrol, while many people exchange their points later on to redeem for cash vouchers. And to no surprise, plenty of users online mentioned that the KAF app is too laggy and slow. Same experience myself. Even my staff mentioned she deposited money but she couldn't log into the app, and some of the farmers have encountered the same issue, especially for the initial batches, which to be fair I believe they have fixed it now. And it does feel like perhaps they are not ready to serve the mass market just yet. So it's quite obvious Ryt Bank currently offers the best all-round experience, not just because of the 4% rate, but for the whole package we get right now. Best travel card, clean UI, trilingual support, daily payouts, flexibility, and useful features that make it easy to actually enjoy saving money. And the best part is, they are just getting started. So there's actually more that we can hope to see from this digital bank in the very near future. Thanks for watching.